Have you ever pondered why, despite maintaining a nutritious diet, engaging in regular exercise, and adhering to proper practices, your legs exhibit diminished strength? Why does it seem that the steps are growing more inclined? What accounts for the increased duration required to rise from a chair compared to the past? Is it merely the process of aging, or is there an additional aspect that is insidiously affecting you? This is a point of potential surprise. It is not solely a matter of your inactions. You are now engaging in this behavior without recognizing its detrimental nature. Most seniors commit a subtle mistake daily, confidently feeling they are choosing the correct choice, as they have been informed throughout their lives that fruits are healthy, natural, and beneficial. Indeed, the most of them are. This is the unspoken reality. Not all fruits are appropriate for elderly individuals. Certain fruits, which we routinely consume, might progressively weaken the legs, induce knee pain, exacerbate joint inflammation, and complicate ambulation. Fruits marketed as beneficial to health may, in fact, impair your mobility, balance, and leg strength. As we age, our bodies undergo changes, circulation diminishes, metabolism decelerates, and foods that formerly benefited us may gradually become detrimental, especially certain fruits. They may seem innocent. They may possess a saccharine taste. Nonetheless, they include several acids, carbs, and other compounds that influence blood glucose levels, induce joint inflammation, and compromise leg strength. What is the most unfavorable outcome? The damage is incremental, insidious, and imperceptible until you suddenly encounter acute pain in your calves, chronic discomfort in your thighs, or an unusual tightness in your knees during a little walk. Today, we will disclose the 7 most perilous fruits that individuals over 60 should avoid to protect their legs from enduring damage, discomfort, and deterioration. Despite their seeming innocuousness, none of these fruits are benign. Your perception of the fruit dish will irrevocably change upon discovering the reality. Consequently, remain with me to the conclusion if you prioritize your strength and wish to preserve stable, robust, and pain-free legs. Your body may be anticipating this awakening signal. However, pause briefly before we proceed. Press the subscribe button and activate notifications if you are apprehensive about your health. Here, we disclose the truths that remain unaddressed by others. I would like to ascertain your presence if you are currently observing. If this video connects with you, please enter 1 in the comments section. Enter 0 if applicable. You are unaware of the significance of your voice. Let us commence with the initial fruit on our list. It is praised for its capacity to diminish inflammation. However, it may be exerting a counterproductive effect on the elderly. Let us engage in a discussion about pineapple. Pineapple, the inaugural fruit and the discrete information collector, composed 500 words. Ananas. The climate is characterized as tropical. It is succulent. It is invigorating. Due to the presence of bromelain, it has long been regarded as a natural anti-inflammatory agent. However, there is a twist. While many believe that pineapple diminishes cognitive function, it may subtly contribute to the well-being of the elderly. Pineapple contains potent acids and natural sugars. Moreover, those sugars are not as innocuous as they may seem, especially for individuals over the age of 60. Allow me to elucidate. As we age, our blood vessels become increasingly fragile and sensitive. They no longer react to elevations in sugar levels in the same way. Despite its benefits, pineapple imparts a significant amount of natural sugar to the bloodstream. What is the mechanism behind that? It rapidly elevates blood glucose levels. The little blood vessels supplying your legs, feet, and muscles may incur damage due to that increase. As circulation declines over time, diminished oxygen will reach your legs. Are you aware of the outcome of that? Discomfort, fatigue, edema. Following a little walk, you have a tedious, lingering discomfort in your legs. Experiencing rigidity in your knees. You suddenly feel pain in your ankles. Despite having remained seated throughout the day, there is further information. Pineapple possesses both acidity and sweetness. This acid may induce joint discomfort, especially in individuals with pre-existing inflammation or arthritis. It intensifies the existing pain in your ankles, hips, and knees like combustible material. Some individuals report a sensation of heaviness in their legs following the consumption of pineapple, as if their strength is progressively diminishing. It is essential to be cognizant of additional considerations if you are on any medications, especially anticoagulants. The renowned enzyme, bromelain. Some medications may interact with it, resulting in either heightened potency or diminished efficacy. The most perilous element, however, is this. Pineapple does not exhibit any notable, apparent adverse effects. No discernible signs of acute discomfort are present. Instead, it permeates gradually until you ultimately recognize that you can no longer move as you previously did. The most lamentable aspect, as well. Most seniors are oblivious to the fact that the fruit they eat for health benefits may exacerbate the annual weakness they encounter in their legs. What capabilities do you possess? It is unnecessary to harbor disdain for pineapple. Nevertheless, it is imperative that you possess knowledge and articulate your thoughts adequately. Especially if you have been experiencing chronic leg pain or unexplained edema. The damage is nuanced yet authentic. If pineapple, a fruit known for its anti-inflammatory characteristics, may adversely affect aging legs, what implications does the subsequent fruit hold? It is flexible. It is delightful. It is renowned for enhancing muscular strength and elevating potassium levels. Nonetheless, it may be misleading you. Let us engage in a discussion on bananas. The subsequent fruit. Bananas. The masquerader of musculature. Bananas are a palatable, saccharine fruit rich in potassium. They are purported to supply energy, prevent cramps, and enhance muscular function. Conversely, the circumstances are distinct for the elderly. Bananas are rich in natural sugars and rapidly digestible carbs. This signifies that promptly following consumption, your blood glucose levels increase. Your body starts to develop insulin resistance when this happens regularly. The flow diminishes. Inflammation increases. Your legs consequently endure adverse effects. You may encounter a persistent ache while ambulating or ascending stairs, a sensation of weight in your legs postprandially, and rigidity in your calves. The narrative does not conclude at that point. Moreover, bananas might lead to increased fluid retention, particularly in individuals with cardiovascular issues. This leads to rigid joints, edema in the feet, and edema in the ankles. The impact is inaudible. You consume them, believing they will benefit your muscles. Conversely, they may be progressively diminishing your strength. The most unfavorable aspect follows. It will not affect you instantaneously. Nonetheless, prolonged consumption of bananas may hinder mobility and exacerbate discomfort. Examine the fruits on your plate if you often suffer from heavy, hurting, or swollen legs. Bananas may not be as congenial as they initially seem. What if an even smaller entity can accomplish this? Bananas are recognized for their role in muscular support. Petite, endearing, and innocently appearing. Nonetheless, it may be inducing a burning sensation in your joints. Let us engage in a discussion regarding grapes. The tertiary fruit. Vitis vinifera. Minor fruit. Substantial inflammatory impact. Vitis vinifera. They seem gullible. Minuscule. Succulent. Convenient for consumption as a snack. They possess an exemplary reputation. Cardiovascular beneficial. Rich in antioxidants. Nevertheless, most individuals remain oblivious to this fact. Older individuals may have moderate leg pain, stiffness, and inflammation after consuming grapes. What is the reason? Grapes contain fructose, a chemical that can be detrimental in elevated doses, as it is immediately absorbed by the liver, potentially converting into fat and uric acid when the liver cannot process it well. The genuine harm commences at that point. Uric acid accumulates in the joints, particularly in the toes, ankles, and knees. It induces a sporadic burning and swelling discomfort. The persistent discomfort that renders even gentle ambulation challenging. Have you ever experienced acute discomfort in your big toe during the night? Is that unanticipated rigidity in your calves? A mere handful of grapes could elevate your uric acid levels. Moreover, it does not conclude there. Chronic inflammation in your body is exacerbated by sugar. This involves reduced mobility, heightened pressure, and rigidity. Grapes are excessively simplistic to excessively consume. They are sufficiently diminutive to be nibbled. They are not substantial. Before you are aware, however, you have ingested 2 or 3 cups. Furthermore, the sugar rapidly builds. Consequently, although grapes may seem like a wholesome snack, they can insidiously diminish strength, decrease flexibility, and render your legs less comfortable as you age. If you have been consuming grapes regularly and are feeling heightened stiffness and edema, you now understand what may be concealed beneath that sweetness. Nonetheless, there exist various delectable fruits that may be detrimental in addition to grapes. Another is sumptuous, vivid, and known for its hydrating properties. Do not be deceived, however. Internally, it operates similarly to sugar, despite having a flavor akin to water. Let us engage in a discussion about watermelon. The fourth fruit is watermelon, the deceptive hydrator. Citrullus lanatus. Illumination. Rejuvenating. A depiction of hydration and summer. Could this aqueous fruit be insidiously harming your legs? Is that not peculiar? Consensus exists regarding watermelon as an effective means of hydration. It is perceived as safe, low in calories, and predominantly composed of water. However, here lies the secret. The glycemic index of watermelon is exceedingly high. This signifies that it rapidly elevates blood glucose levels, akin to candy. Moreover, elderly individuals experience considerable damage from recurrent sugar spikes, especially to their legs. Let us analyze it. The body secretes insulin in response to a sudden increase in blood glucose levels. Insulin regulation is deficient in aged organisms. Inflammation ensues from this, especially in areas with insufficient circulation. In what location does it manifest? Your calves, your ankles, your knees. Postprandial leg fatigue may manifest promptly after consumption. A persistent unease during brisk walks. The unusual, persistent edema surrounding your ankles. Stair climbing. Increasingly resembles mountain ascent. The texture of watermelon is light. Internally, however, it functions as an alluring snare, gradually exhausting your legs. The majority of individuals consume it abundantly due to its juiciness and pleasant qualities. A solitary slice transforms into 2, subsequently 3. Increase sugar intake, elevate stress levels, and exacerbate inflammation. It is deceptive. You are under the impression that you are consuming water. Your blood glucose levels are rising instead. Your circulation is impaired. Your legs are experiencing distress as a consequence. Does watermelon genuinely assist seniors in maintaining hydration? Does each bite incrementally exacerbate the agony of mobility? it may be prudent to reassess whether the watermelon on your plate is inconsistent and if your legs have been experiencing more fatigue recently. Let us go to a fruit renowned for its vitamin C content and health benefits. Juices, immunity-enhancing beverages, and breakfast all incorporate it. Older adults, however, may endure an acidic assault on their joints. Let us engage in a discussion regarding oranges. Oranges rank as the sixth fruit. The assault of acid on joints. Citrus fruits. They possess intelligence. They possess a novel fragrance. They are ubiquitous. Juices, dietary supplements, and breakfast assortments. They are said to enhance immunity due to their vitamin C content. Nonetheless, oranges may be obscuring an undesirable truth for seniors, especially those aged 60 and above. The acidity that your joints resent is responsible for that citrus radiance. Oranges are rich in citrus. Although this may appear typical, it might lead to subtle joint irritation, especially if your body is already contending with inflammation, stiffness, or arthritis. Upon awakening, you may encounter gradual knee stiffness, chronic hip discomfort, an unpleasant sensation in your legs following extended sitting, reduced mobility, and heightened edema. One would presume it is merely a consequence of age. Nonetheless, the beneficial habit of consuming orange juice each morning may be exacerbating the pain you need to mitigate. This is what transpires. The citric acid in oranges exerts effects that extend beyond the gastrointestinal tract. It enters your bloodstream and can aggravate the sensitive tissues of your joints. Furthermore, it induces variations in blood glucose levels when combined with the fruit's inherent sugars. What is the outcome of that? Systemic inflammation. Each stride appears increasingly burdensome and unpleasant owing to inflammation that radiates to your knees, ankles, and calves. Oranges may not pose a risk to a younger individual. Nonetheless, the effect manifests gradually in an aged individual with deteriorating joints and diminished circulation. The most challenging aspect is the conviction that you are deriving personal benefit from it. Although oranges have traditionally been linked to wellness, you are now cognizant that they may not be beneficial for your health. What follows next? The subsequent fruit exhibits a neat look. Verdant, crisp, and reduced in sucrose. Individuals consider it to be the secure choice. Nonetheless, it obscures underlying issue that may lead to nocturnal cramping, constricted knees, and painful hips. Let us now examine green apples. Green apples, the sixth fruit, are an undisclosed source of leg pain. They seem sharp, pristine, and natural. Moreover, the majority of folks, particularly seniors, perceive them as the healthier alternative due to their reduced sweetness. It appears to be a nutritious, low-sugar snack. Nevertheless, the majority of individuals remain oblivious to this fact. Green apples may subtly induce fatigue, rigidity, and limb discomfort. Malic acid and concealed natural sugars are the two primary threats. Initially, let us examine malic acid. Green apples derive their tart flavor from this acid. Moreover, it may be detrimental to aging digestion, whilst being beneficial for younger folks. The sensitivity of our gut lining increases with age. Furthermore, malic acid may irritate tissues, particularly joints, upon entering the body. Following the consumption of apples, certain elderly individuals experience intense pain in the hip or thigh region. Some individuals perceive a slight warmth in their feet or a constriction in their knees. It need time to transpire. However, over time, the acid accumulates, resulting in an escalation of agony's frequency. Let us now examine the sugar. Green apples possess natural sugars, despite their less sweet flavor compared to red apples. Moreover, sugar induces blood glucose variations in aged individuals with diminished metabolic rates. Your calves may exhibit fatigue, you may endure nocturnal leg cramps, you may encounter morning stiffness. Or you may sense weakness when ascending stairs. The primary difficulty lies in the fact that green apples are often eaten raw as a snack or just prior to sleep. Consequently, the body is perpetually influenced by them. They seem exceptionally healthy and pristine. Nonetheless, green apples may be discreetly impeding mobility, causing joint stiffness, and contributing to increased restlessness during evenings for aged individuals. What about a tropical, opulent, and exceedingly sweet fruit that could provide this impact if such a fundamental fruit can? The individual most esteemed by numerous individuals. Let us examine the genuine sugar-laden fruit, the mango. The mango, the seventh fruit, is a sugar-rich delight for your joints. Mango, succulent, tender, and confectionery sweet. Almost everyone likes this fruit, especially in the summer months. Herein is the truth, however. The mango could be the most detrimental fruit for senior individuals experiencing joint weakness and leg pain. What is the reason? Due to its high natural sugar content. I do not refer to a minor amount either. I am referring to a substantial surge of sugar that will result in a rapid and pronounced increase in your blood glucose levels. Your body can often manage such increase if you are active and under the age of 30. Nonetheless, metabolic processes undergo alterations post the age of 60. An insulin surge followed by a decline is induced by the sugar influx, and with each occurrence, your body generates inflammation within your joints, especially in the soft tissues encircling your ankles, hips, and knees. If you have nerve issues, you may notice a burning sensation in your toes, persistent tingling, evening swelling in your feet, or a creeping heaviness in your legs. The mild taste and fresh texture of mango make it easy to take in larger quantities, however, this might be detrimental. That is the challenge, however. The experience of lightness is inconsequential to the body. The sugar induces a reaction. Furthermore, prolonged sugar consumption may lead to joint discomfort, lethargic ambulation, and instability in the legs. Numerous older individuals partake in mangoes, believing them to be a natural indulgence. It is also inherent. Nonetheless, natural does not invariably correspond to safety for individuals with compromised circulation and aging joints. You have now observed the complete scenario. Although celebrated for their health advantages, 7 fruits include a detrimental component for individuals over 60. However, there is favorable news. Certain fruits produce contrary effects. They enhance robust leg strength, alleviate joint discomfort, and mitigate inflammation. Subsequently, let us examine those matters: the therapeutic alternatives and the dietary recommendations for the elderly. Now that you are informed about the fruits to avoid, let us go to the permissible dietary options. Consuming the appropriate fruits beyond just hunger satisfaction. Your body is restored by them. Initially, let us discuss berries. Blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, and similar fruits. These little fruits are powerful anti-inflammatory agents. They exert a little impact on blood glucose levels, are rich in antioxidants, and contain low sugar content. Primarily, they enhance circulation, especially in the lower extremities. They facilitate enhanced mobility, alleviate stiffness, and reduce edema. Cherries too follow, but in moderation. Cherries can effectively lower uric acid levels, hence diminishing the risk of gout and exacerbations of joint discomfort. They alleviate discomfort in joints and the sensation of burning in the knees or toes. A small quantity of cherries, rather than an abundance, can offer considerable alleviation. The avocado follows. It is, in fact, a fruit. It is also one of the best for promoting healthy joints. What is the reason? due to its abundance of beneficial fats that mitigate inflammation within the body and provide support to the joints. Furthermore, it facilitates insulin regulation, ensuring consistent energy levels devoid of blood sugar variations. Are you seeking anything that is easily comprehensible? Consider sampling papaya. Enzymes present in this delicate tropical fruit aid in diminishing inflammation and enhancing digestion. It is gentle on aged joints and non-irritating to the stomach. Furthermore, it is advisable to consume pears alongside a modest quantity of fiber or protein. They offer a nuanced sweetness without excessive saccharinity. They supply energy to your body without imposing excessive stress on your legs. Rather than opposing your body, each of these fruits enhances it. They do not induce discomfort. They do not induce swelling. They assist your body in attaining the vitality, balance, and tranquility it desires. It is not solely about consuming fruit, bear in mind. The key lies in selecting the suitable fruits for your age and current physiological condition. You start to perceive it when you deliberately make those choices. More resolute strides, tranquil movements, and more lucid mornings. In conclusion, I will provide final remarks, insightful observations, and a personalized message for you. Your continued reading indicates something to me. You are apprehensive regarding your future, your vitality, and your well-being. I want you to comprehend this unequivocally. It is not too late for you to alter your course. There remains an opportunity for recuperation. You are not alone in this experience. Aging is challenging. The discomfort, rigidity, and apprehension of falling develop progressively. Furthermore, they may intermittently create the illusion that your body is dissipating. Herein lies the fact. You can assume control by implementing prudent, incremental modifications instead of resorting to drastic actions. One meal, one fruit, and one decision sequentially. While the fruits we examine today are not detrimental, they may no longer be optimal for your health. Consequently, it is acceptable, as aging does not equate to relinquishment. It pertains to enhancing one's intelligence. You will observe a distinction upon adopting mindful eating practices and choosing meals that enhance strength, circulation, and joint health. Reduced soreness, more flexibility. More seamless mornings, and lighter strides. This is the purpose of this philanthropy, not trepidation or constraint. I would appreciate your response at this time. Share your insights from today, and specify the adjustments you are willing to implement in the comment box below. As mutual sharing fosters growth, let us assist each other. Kindly press the like button if this video was beneficial to you or if it provided even a little revelation. Select the subscription option. Activate the notification bell to avoid missing any information that may impact your health. Prior to your departure, kindly indicate with a 1 if this video was beneficial. If not, enter 0. Your comment's significance may be underestimated. Maintain fortitude and vigilance. Always remember that your autonomy is sustained by your legs. Ensure their safety.